Hey, before you go jumping into a relationship where you gotta cheat, know yourself first and foremost. But also, cheating is one of those things where you guys didn't talk, y'all didn't have a conversation, you didn't agree, or you were found yourself in a relationship where now you aren't satisfied, so you're seeking for what you don't get at home elsewhere. So find yourself and continue to seek self improvement, and don't be led with your small parts, brothers. The small head ain't what it's all about. But seek self improvement before you seek a little bit of that.
I guess my final thought is going to be the same thing that we have been saying all through the show. You have to discipline yourself. To me, cheating is a choice. You can choose to do it or you can choose not to do it. My whole thing is, since we are always talking about how grown we are, we should sit down and have grown conversations before that even becomes a thing. And we have to not be afraid of the loss that we are going to take after we have that conversation. Cheating is a choice. That is my final thought.
I believe cheating is wrong, period, across the board. I don't believe in the nice way of saying it, exercising options. No, it's cheating. And I believe it's wrong in any solid, committed relationship. Now, if you've had that discussion about an open relationship, that's different. But at the end of the day, cheating is cheating and it's wrong. And I don't think on either side, male or female, you should stay around for it. That just tells me about you, because it's your self-worth and your self-esteem that you're expressing by sticking around. And I don't think that, is it a choice? Obviously, it's a choice, right? But a man with options don't have the options to cheat. And if a man with options to cheat has to exercise discipline, if you have a good woman at home and she's doing everything right, you're doing everything right, and you're on your side, you're coming home to it, because cheating is when you're not coming home to it. If you're not coming home to it, you know what? I understand. You got to get it elsewhere because you're not coming home to it. But if you are coming home to it and you have a committed relationship, why would you want to break up that perfect scenario you have? Even if you're a wealthy man, she's doing everything right to be that woman that she needs to be. You're the one now that's showing stupidity, whatever you want to call it. You're the one that's not actually even being a man. So cheating is wrong. I think you should put yourself in the best position. I think you should vet a woman completely. Lay it all on the cards. You can't make bad news sound pretty. It's still bad news. Have that conversation with her. And when you have that conversation with her and you've vetted her so much that you know what type of woman, to the best of your ability, what's in front of you, then commit to it. And if you commit to it, then do your part to make it right until something happens elsewhere.
When you have relationships, I think in order to make them work, there's a lot of different things that make relationships work. But two of those things are honesty and trust. And I think when cheating is involved, or infidelity, what happens is it creates a certain amount of distrust, and it creates that's a dishonest act that happened in the relationship. And I think at the end of the day, those things cause consequences. So if you're going to cheat, you have to think about, there are some major consequences that could go into that. So I'm not here to tell people to cheat or not cheat. That's not my job. I am here to say that if you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, then you need to address that with the person day one up front, and then allow that person to choose what they want to do. Once you move into the relationship and those boundaries have been established, once you go outside of those boundaries, then that's when the distrust and the dishonesty and the different things like that come in, which could potentially cause major consequences for your relationship. So at the end of the day, whatever you decide to do or don't do, that's not my job. But think about the lasting consequences that could come based off the decision if you choose to cheat or do so or whatever.
All right. So everything that was spoken about before, um, I'm going to capture it by calling it sudden. It is a acronym spelled like the traditional spelling of sudden, and it stands for sexually undisciplined dating decisions ending negatively. And every behavior, situation, or input that the guys had previously fits underneath the scope of what this acronym captures. Very few things that you do in life that you do the first time you do it correctly. But eventually, if you start developing a pattern of doing bad things correctly, then it just becomes normal and you'll make excuses for it. But when it comes down to it, you have to be able to wear the consequences no matter whatever it is. So that's just the cost of it all, you know. And very few times will you have to make a sudden decision and it'll be your best decision ever. So just think about that before you decide to pull the trigger, you know, on seeing someone else and it's not out, and it's outside the boundaries of your relationship. Respect the boundaries.